There comes a time in life when you feel like the world is laughing at you, when the doors you knock on remain shut, when the people you trusted walk away, when your name is whispered in conversations filled with doubt and judgment. And in those moments you ask yourself, why me? How much longer must I endure this? But I'm here to tell you today, this is not your final chapter. This is not where your story ends. You see, humiliation is a test, a refining fire, a season where you are being molded, shaped, and strengthened for what's ahead. But here's the truth. God never allows humiliation without the promise of restoration. What feels like the end is often the beginning of something greater. When life pushes you down, faith says, get back up. When the world says, you are finished, God says, I'm just getting started. You may be overlooked today, but you will be honored tomorrow. Do not let the opinions of others define you. Do not let temporary failure make you believe in permanent defeat. Hold your head high, because the same people who doubted you will one day witness your elevation. The same circumstances that embarrassed you will be the reason you stand victorious. Walk with faith. Move with confidence. Your humiliation will turn into celebration because God never leaves his people in shame. Your time is coming. Stay ready. Stay faithful. And when the breakthrough comes, don't forget where you came from, because what once humiliated you will be the testimony that inspires others. There are moments in life when it feels like the weight of the world is pressing down on you. The doors you once walked through with ease are suddenly locked. The people you relied on have disappeared. You look around and it seems like everyone else is moving forward while you remain stuck in a season of pain, embarrassment, and rejection. But hear me when I say this. Your trials are temporary. The pain you feel today will not last forever. The shame you are carrying will not define you. What you are going through right now is not the end of your story. It is simply a chapter, and God is already preparing the next one. When you are in the middle of a storm, it's easy to believe that it will never pass. The nights feel longer, the burdens feel heavier, and the silence can be deafening. But storms don't last forever. They come, they shake things up, and then they pass. The same goes for your struggles. It may seem like the humiliation and hardship you are facing will never end, but time has a way of revealing the bigger picture. What looks like defeat today may actually be the preparation for your victory tomorrow. Think about the challenges you've faced in the past. At that moment, you may have felt broken, abandoned, or completely lost. But here you are, standing, surviving, pushing forward. If you made it through those battles, you will make it through this one too. There is no pain too great, no setback too deep, and no shame too overwhelming that God cannot turn around. Every successful person, every great leader, every individual who has accomplished something meaningful has faced moments of humiliation and struggle. The difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck is the ability to see beyond the current pain. You must understand that this season is temporary. It is shaping you, strengthening you, and preparing you for what's next. If you can shift your mindset and understand that your trials are not permanent, you will begin to walk differently. You will stop seeing rejection as a punishment and start seeing it as redirection. You will stop allowing people's opinions to hold power over you because you know that their words do not dictate your destiny. You will stop fearing failure because you realize that failure is just a stepping stone toward growth. God does not leave his people in humiliation. What you are facing today will be the very thing that fuels your success in the future. Your struggles are not meant to break you, they are meant to build you. They are meant to teach you resilience, faith, and endurance. One day you will look back on this season, and instead of pain, you will see purpose. Instead of shame, you will see strength. Instead of humiliation, you will see honor. Hold on, keep going. This is just a chapter, not the conclusion. Your trials are temporary, but God's promises are eternal. Fear is a powerful force. It creeps into the mind, whispering doubts, feeding insecurities, and making even the strongest person question their worth. It tells you that your past mistakes define you, that your humiliation will never end, and that you are destined to remain in the shadows. But faith, on the other hand, speaks a different language. Faith says that no matter how dark today looks, there is a light ahead. Faith says that no setback is final and no failure is permanent. Faith reminds you that God is still in control, even when you feel like everything is falling apart. When you put faith over fear, you shift your focus from what is happening to what is possible. You stop seeing your struggles as a dead end and start seeing them as a process of growth. Fear tells you to hide, to shrink, to accept defeat. Faith tells you to stand, to walk, to believe in something greater than yourself. It is not about ignoring reality, it is about choosing to trust that your reality can change. There are moments in life when everything seems to be working against you. People may talk behind your back. Doors may close in your face. Opportunities that once seemed within reach may slip away. In those moments, fear will try to convince you that you are unworthy, that you will never recover, that humiliation is your final destination. But faith tells a different story. Faith says that every struggle is temporary. Faith says that even in your lowest moments, God is working behind the scenes, preparing something greater than you can imagine. It is easy to have faith when everything is going well. But real faith is tested in the fire. It is in those moments of humiliation, rejection, and uncertainty that you have to choose whether to listen to fear or to trust in something bigger. Will you allow the weight of your circumstances to crush you, or will you stand in faith, knowing that this is not where your story ends? Faith is not just believing in a better future. It is acting as if that future is already on its way. It is walking with confidence even when you don't see the results yet. It is speaking life over yourself when the world tries to bury you in doubt. It is refusing to let fear dictate your decisions. Fear says, "What if I fail?" Faith says, "What if this is the moment everything changes?" When you put faith over fear, you take back control of your mindset. You stop being a prisoner to your circumstances and start becoming the architect of your future. You realize that no amount of humiliation, no season of struggle, and no opinion of others can override what God has planned for you. So stand firm, walk boldly, let faith lead you forward. Because when you trust in God's plan, there is no humiliation that He cannot turn into honor, no pain He cannot transform into purpose. You were not created to live in shame. You were not meant to stay in a place of humiliation, doubt, or fear. Life will knock you down, people will disappoint you, and circumstances will challenge you, but none of that changes the fact that you were designed for something greater. The question is, will you rise? Will you walk with purpose, even when everything around you tells you to quit? Will you stand up and move forward, even when the weight of the past tries to hold you back? There comes a point when you must make a decision. Either you remain in the pain of your past, dwelling on what went wrong, replaying your failures and humiliation, or you get up, shake off the dust, and walk with purpose. Moving forward is not always easy, but it is always necessary. What happened to you may not have been fair. The setbacks you faced may have been unexpected, but none of that is an excuse to stop. You were never meant to stay in the pit of despair. You were meant to rise, to overcome, and to walk in the purpose that was set for you long before your struggles began. The greatest mistake people make is believing that their humiliation defines them. That just because they have been laughed at, just because they have been overlooked, just because they have faced moments of deep embarrassment, they are somehow unworthy of success. That is a lie. Every great success story has a chapter of struggle. Every person who has achieved greatness has had a moment when the world doubted them. The difference between those who rise and those who stay stuck is the decision to move. You cannot afford to let your past dictate your future. You cannot allow the voices of doubters to drown out the truth of your potential. If you woke up today, it means there is still a purpose for your life. It means you still have something to do, something to achieve, something to build. But it will not happen if you remain where you are. It will not happen if you let humiliation paralyze you. It will only happen when you decide that no matter what has happened before, you will rise. Walking with purpose means embracing the lessons from your struggles rather than being defeated by them. It means seeing every rejection as redirection. It means understanding that failure is not the end, but a stepping stone to something greater. It means refusing to stay in the place where life tried to break you. People may have doubted you, circumstances may have tested you, but none of that changes the fact that you have a destiny to fulfill. Stand up, move forward, walk with purpose, because the same people who saw you in your lowest moments will one day witness your elevation. The same life that tried to humiliate you will one day reveal your victory, but only if you rise and walk in the purpose that is already within you.